Bill, I'm going to bring up a bit of a touchy subject. Folks may have noticed something when I played a clip from the movie. You, the star of the movie, weren't in it. And we didn't choose any of the stirring clips of you as Mr. Williams in Living because you don't like watching or hearing yourself, even during interviews such as this. And as somebody who does this all the time, I totally get it. I never go back, rarely go back and look. But I'm just wondering, is that true? And why? Let's have this discussion, like mind
Okay.
to like mind.
Not- Okay, it's not really a touchy thing. I mean, I used to sort of in the old days I used to pretend that I'd seen it because I thought you had to be seen to have seen it. But now I just come clean. I've got old enough. I gave up watching myself a long time ago as a practical measure because it undermines me. I don't see what other people see. I used to think that, either people were being kind when they complimented me on anything or else they were, dumb. But now I realize that there is, I've become more or less comfortable with the huge disparity between what I think and what other people seem to think. If I, right now, for instance, with Living, people really, really like the movie and everything is fine. If I see the movie, I lose all that. It's stolen from me. And that's not, I know there's no logic, it's no sense in it, but it's a fact. And trust me, I've worked on it, and I've tried it both ways. And life is very, very sweet as long as I don't see anything. If I see stuff, life is not so good. So I'm working on that. And it's not because it was the same when I was young, and less complicated to look at. I didn't like it then, and it's not so much the way I look, although I'm not crazy about it, and it's not so much the way I sound, although I'm not crazy about that either. It's the acting that gets to me. Because
Huh.
that I see all the bits of cowardice where I didn't quite pull something off, or that default thing I always do when I can't pull something off. And then it occurred to me to cheer myself up recently. I thought, well, when I go to the movies and I see an actor I really like, and they do that thing they always do. I'm always kind of happy that they do that thing they always do. Like if I go and watch Steve McQueen, who's one of my favorite actors of all time, he had certain physical idiosyncrasies which I would relish because I was waiting for them almost because that's Steve McQueen. So and I thought, and I'm not comparing myself to Steve McQueen, but it did occur to me that maybe those people that regularly watch me, they might think, oh great, he's doing that thing he always does. So maybe it's not such a bad thing, but it's just, I know it's some sort of dysmorphia. I know it's it's probably, in the early days, people used to say, you got to watch in order to learn. I learned nothing except that I should probably do something else for a living.